Welcome to Joliet Memorial Stadium. Live from Joliet, Illinois, the beginning of the Mid-States Football League campaign, and two new teams making their debuts into this new division. Our Chicago Chaos ready to host the Twin City Jets. I'm Joseph Gregory along with my commentator here, Mike Heim. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great. Looks like a great day for football. I can tell the players are excited to start off the new season. The Chaos are just starting this league after having a lot of success in their previous leagues, and we're interested to see the new competition. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes, I got a chance to speak to a lot of the coaches before tonight's game, and they all have a bitter taste in their mouth from how last season ended, ready to look for some new challenges and new competition in the Mid-States Football League.
It's almost a dangerous conversation to bring up around them sometimes how last season ended, but they're using that as fire.
Yes, they are.
And they did a great job recruiting a lot of guys. I want to say 6% of the roster is new. Usually that much turnover is kind of a bad thing, but these guys went on recruiting. They have a bunch of huge athletic guys. I'm really excited about it.
Wade Crone of the Twin City Jets has the ball on the tee, and he's ready to kick it deep. Cody Gilliard on one side of the field for the Chaos, and Deshaun Sutton is the other return man for the Chaos. We're ready for football live from Joliet Memorial Stadium. Referee has his hand in the air. And we are off and running for the 2017 Chicago Chaos football season. Welcome to the Middle States Football League. It's Gilliard at the 10, 15, 20 to the 25-yard line.
He broke a tackle by number 36, so good job getting the extra 8 yards off of that play.
Excuse me, that's Devion Hodges on their return. So first and 10 for the Chaos at the 25-yard line.
So the quarterback for the Chicago Chaos is Shuchuk, and he is a great guy. He actually went to a training camp or a tryout for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Should be exciting to see him play.
Yes, and he was very stoked about getting that bad taste out of his mouth when I talked to him before the game started. Here we are, first and 10. Fake the handoff, and it's given to Jarrell Jackson to the 30. She's to the 35, to the 37-yard line. Chaos pick up 12, and they have a first down.
Great run. Took 3 tacklers to get him. They tried a few arm tackles, and that will not work in this league.
Yeah, very physical run right there by Jarrell Johnson. And a hurry-up offense right now employed here by the Chaos. This looks like a wildcat look. Defensive back Patrick Nelson takes over the quarterback and hands it off to Jarrell Johnson, and he's got a gain of about 5.
The Twin City Jets loaded up the side so they felt they knew it was coming, and didn't matter. They still got a good 5 yards out of the play. Good blocking up front.
And the hurry-up offense continuing to be employed here by the Chaos as Nelson will get ready to take the snap in the shotgun formation. Play action. He throws it low, intended for Donnell Salas.
You can see they ran the ball twice to the right side and tried for a pass going to the left. They're trying to keep the same defensive members on the field. The defense is playing in a 4-3 right now, which is a traditional defense. Should work to the Chaos' favor.
And now a very crucial 3rd and 5 to try to keep that defense on the field for Twin City. Chaos, Nelson back to receive the snap. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. Takes the snap, drops it, and throws it incomplete. Intended for Eric Stevenson. So the Chaos will punt with Dominic Kozlowski.
So the Cats showing a great run game. The passing is a little rusty right now, but it is the first game of the season. First time going full bore.
Yep. Return man for the Twin City Jets is James Dilworth. First punt of the season after the initial first down of the season for the Chaos.
Oh, and the punter counted his men, saw he was one short, and he got the guy on the field. So heads up play by the punter.
And Malik Harris now taking over the return man duties as he switched number 24 Dilworth into another position as a gunner. Kozlowski has the snap. Punt in over in, kind of short, bounced, and guess what? Dilworth got it anyway. returned about 3 yards to his own 39.
Heads up play. It's really dangerous to touch a bouncing punt because, again, if you touch it and the defense or the punting team recovers it, it's their ball. So heads up play, got a few good yards out of it.
So the Twin City Jets were taking over with some pretty good field position as they have their first possession. Also their first game here in the Mid-States Football League.
So they're doing the same game plan the Chaos are, trying to prove their point in the new league.
Quarterback Matthew Coster.
He is a big man.
Yes, he is.
There's a lot of football going on tonight, and we'll talk about that as this play gets started. Right after.
Single back. Coster still having some words with his running back. They put three receivers to the left and one to the right. Shotgun formation. Man in motion is Malik Harris, and he's tackled for a loss of about 5 yards as he tried to come around on the end around.
Yeah, that play was stumped out pretty quickly. Middle linebacker showed up in a hurry, number 52. Great job.
Nick Olson was on the tackle.
You will hear Nick Olson's name a lot. I've seen him in practice a few times, and he is always going full bore. I'm not sure if he realizes it's only practice.
Second down and 14 upcoming for the Jets. Traditionally, this is a passing situation, especially after that first running attempt went so bad for the Jets. Come out in the spread formation again. Costa waits on the snap.
Nick Olson's down the line.
Here's Costa. Back to pass. It's complete. Malik Harris back to the original line of scrimmage. Tackled again by Nick Olson, who's got 2 tackles to start the game. It'll be 3rd and about 10 here coming up for the Jets. They try to hurry up a little bit.
Well, good thing Nick Olson's wearing bright green so we can see him all game long.
Coster back on his 3rd down attempt. He throws it. And he's got Harris.
Let's say you guys know there's a...
Oh, he had a flat.
Looks like it was declined. But there are a lot of games going on for indoor football right now. There are 4 playoffs games going on right now as we speak in the Champions Indoor Football League. So we'll give you the highlights on that as the game goes on.
As Twin City has their initial 3rd down for the season. Shotgun formation. Running back Larry Carroll back in the backfield with the quarterback Coster. There's the snap. Coster looked like he wanted to run. Still looks like he wants to run. Floats a dangerous pass out to the left flat for his running back Carroll, and it's incomplete.
I think he was lucky that the defensive backs did not pick that ball up earlier because that was a duck flying way to get caught.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a broken play. Like it had to be some type of miscommunication on the offense. If you look at the replay here, Costa looked like he wanted to run a quarterback draw. Then the line just closed that down completely, and he just floated out there to Carroll, who was surrounded by about 2 or 3 Chaos players.
It looked like he had 2 plays in his head. He wasn't sure which one to go with until it was already too late.
So here's the punt upcoming for the Twin City Jets. And we have a timeout early by Twin City.
So Nick Olson definitely showed his game already. Quick 2 tackles, and he was in on the was on the 3rd play. But when you're on 2 out of 3, it's not bad to start off a game.
Yes, very strong defensive effort started today by the Chicago Chaos. The defensive coordinator, Coach Sam, who I had a chance to talk to before the game, said losing last year's game in the playoffs 14-12 as a defensive coordinator just stuck in his crow sort of all season, thinking about 2 potential 4th down stops that was missed by his Chaos defenders, and they come out pretty fired up to start this season against Twin City.
When you've had much success as Chaos has had, you expect to win those games. That finally was a heartbreaker like that. It's just devastating after winning 3 championships in 4 years.
Yeah, the Chaos anxious to get that championship winning taste back on their side of the ball as we get ready to have this punt. Is it partially blocked by the Chaos, and it will a very good roll for the Jets, and it rolls down to about the 31-yard line.
I don't think they could have drawn that one up.
Still
better.
rolling. I'm sorry. Rolls out to about the 28-yard line.
The punter is only about 7 yards deep. Usually they're about 15 yards deep, so a real
Yeah,
interesting lineup.
It was a very strange formation right there. You almost thought it was one of those quarterback punts that you usually get when there's like at the 40-yard line and driving too far for a field goal, too close for a punt.
Get some Doug Flutie action from the Canadian Football League. Have him drop kick it.
So now the Chaos come out for their second possession. See if they run some more Wildcat. Michael Shuchuk, the quarterback for the Chaos right now, ready to take the snap.
And Shuchuk can run, but there's a lot of great athletes, so you'd rather have them have the ball.
Jarrell Johnson next to him in the backfield. Play action, he drops back. Shuchuk, nowhere to throw the ball. He decides to tuck it and run it. And he's got about 3 yards to the 30.
You see the good run blocking, even on a play it's not a run design.
Look at the replay right here. Tried to stay with, like he had an option on the right side, but it apparently was covered. And he had to tuck it and get what he could of it. So Michael Shuchuk with a very smart play, getting what he could on that play, preserving the possession. Here's second and about 7 right here for the Chicago Chaos. And they hand it off to number 25, C.J. Young. And he thunders ahead to the 34.
I think you'll see a lot of this kind of football, a lot of good, strong running up and forth. I don't see a whole lot of Wildcat throughout the game, but between the tackles, they'll make their mark, I believe.
I feel like with a game this early in the season being the first game of the season, a lot of feeling out by both teams, trying to see what works against these defenses right now.
You're exactly right. Beginning of the season, not a lot of plays in the book yet.
3rd and 5. Chaos here. Shuchuk throws it across the middle. Got a man wide open all the way to the 47.
Great job breaking the tackle and getting the extra 7 yards. I believe that's Shuchuk's first completion
Aaron
of the day.
Hall on the catch. And a gain of 12 yards and a first down. Chaos, and they stay in this hurry-up offense. 1st and 10. Shuchuk back to pass. Throws it deep and incomplete. Had 2 receivers in the area, George Vitas and also Eric Stevenson. Apparent miscommunication on that play.
Yeah, that looked like a timing play that went off on the wrong foot to begin with. Because Shuchuk took his drop and threw it right there looking for him.
It's a very interesting strategy right now employed by the Chaos, staying in this hurry-up offense. And they're right back at it. 2nd down. Throws it to the left side. Bobbled but caught.
Nice open field tackle.
And it's Donnell Salas with his first catch of the season.
Excuse me. Nice open field tackle by 22 for the Jets. Gone around the ankles. They'll drag him down.
Last tackle made by Stephon Dunmars for Twin City. 3rd down and 9 right now for Chicago. Shuchuk takes the snap. Oh, and a dropped pass by Aaron Hall. Looked like he was ready to run before he got it. Had some rooms. The Chaos had a middle screen set up.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think he's looking at the touchdown before he got the ball all the way in
Look
his
at the
hands.
replay right here. This play really could have went somewhere if he makes this catch. I mean, the blocking is all set up for him. He might have had one man to beat in the middle.
Pretty good blocking downfield except for that one man, and you
But
never know what could have happened.
the drop pass means a missed opportunity, and now the Chaos will have to punt the ball back to the Twin City Jets. Malik Harris down, ready to get that punt for the Jets. The punt by Kozlowski. Short punt. It's a bounce. Harris will let it roll, and it rolls dead right around the 18 of Twin City.
Well, the Jets will come out this time, hope for a little more momentum. I expect them to try a little bit more running this time.
Yeah, a little bit more north and south running instead of trying to trick plays against what looks to be a pretty athletic and fast Chaos defense.
Yeah, the Chaos are very quick, very fast, and very strong. So when you go against that, getting cute doesn't really help you very often. You gotta go right for it.
You have a soccer net that has found its way onto the field somehow, some way.
That's one of the new rules. If it's a tie game, it goes to a shootout.
And the Twin City Jets players, so some of the linemen, helping out with maintenance around the stadium, moving that net out of their end zone.
Player safety.
About integrating sports, integrating soccer into football.
Bring everyone together. Bring all
Yeah.
the fans together.
This Chaos broadcast brought to you by Husky Hike.
Looks like the Jets had one too many guys on the field. Looks like they got squared away now.
Matt Coster looking over the defense of the Chaos with his running back Larry Carroll in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 for the Jets. And he hands it off to Carroll, who's got a hole in the middle, 25. Hit hard at the 30, break at the 25, broke the tackle initially, and then brought down at the 26 by Nick White of the Chaos.
That was good running. He got popped a few times, but no one wrapped him up.
Very hard run there. Pretty close. Look at the replay here. A little draw action out the spread.
1, 2 broken
And
tackles.
Cornell Johnson, the cornerback, he's got to bring his arms to that tackling party right there. 1st and 10 as Twin City was given a first down on that mark.
And Johnson's an amazing athlete, amazing football player. So you'll see him make a lot of plays today. That wasn't one of them.
See if Matt Coster keeps this offense in that shotgun. And he will.
I have a feeling we'll see shotgun for 95% of the plays.
Carroll in the backfield with him. 1st and 10, Twin City. Hands it off again to Carroll. Carroll to the 30. Carroll still moving the pile. He moves across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
And Carroll's looking good. The Chaos will have to key on him. He's doing north-south running, going through guys if possible.
If you figure if this running game keeps up, it's only going to open up that passing game.
Exactly. And they need a little help getting those guys running right for the quarterback. So doing those draws will keep them back on their heels a little bit.
2nd down for the Jets. 1st down for the Jets. Incomplete pass. Costa was pressured that time by Nick White.
And Nick White got in his face a little bit. And as soon as you get a quarterback's face, well, the cliche goes, you'll get him off his timing. And that ball was nowhere catchable for any receiver.
2nd down coming up for the Twin City Jets.
Nick Olson's taking a breather.
And to see if the Twin City Jets get back to their running game. Had so much success right there with Carroll giving them those little runs up the middle. Let's see if they go back to that. As Coster has the Jets up in a shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right. Coster hands it off to Carroll again. He's to the 40. He's to the 41-yard line. Tackled by Jamel Dudley, defensive lineman.
They're not going to cheat him out of his touches. Look at some touches. Those are tough runs.
Yes, they are.
A lot of draw fakes. Trying to get the defense off their pass timing.
More hurry-up offense on this 3rd and 5 for Twin City. Carroll and Coster right next to each other in the backfield. Hand off to Carroll, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
That was a great defensive
A
stand.
host of Chaos defenders.
They crashed
Like
out.
Demetrius Morris, the linebacker, was there first.
Yeah, they crashed down the line, and they just totally disrupted the passing play, or the running play.
So it'll be 4th and 5. Look at their replay. They try to run that ball to the right, and they just stack it up. Jamel Dudley was also there, but Jamel Dudley was there on the initial stop and allowed Morris to come in there and clean that up.
Great play to get him off the field on 3rd down.
So 4th and 5. And there is a punt.
He's back in the.
This is Wade Crone to do the punting for the Twin City Jets here. Bad snap. Crone had to go to his right to get a very short punt. Picked up by Johnson. And he's all the way back to the Twin City 42-yard line. So the Chaos will start off with very good field position. Look at the replay. That snap was terrible.
He had to run all the way up to almost where they started the punt from the first drive.
And it's a miracle that it wasn't blocked. And then a very heads-up return by Johnson. So the Chaos start off with very good field position right here. Starting off at the Twin City 42-yard line.
And Shuchuk, like usual, is in the shotgun.
Michael Shuchuk in the spread. Referees blow their whistle. We have a timeout, Twin City. That's their second one they've used already. But still 5:35 left in the first quarter here from Joliet Memorial Stadium. Inaugural game of the Mid-States Football League season between the Twin City Jets and the Chicago Chaos. Tied at 0 with 5:35 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of feeling out to do with the team. You can tell it's the communication problems. With these teams, it's hard to practice as much as you wish you could. So sometimes little things like getting all the players on the right time takes a game or two in this league.
And the players also lucky to receive the hottest day in Illinois thus far this year.
It's a great day to wear pads and a helmet in the hot sun.
And you wonder about these hurry-up offenses that both of the teams are employing. They don't really work if you can't get enough first downs to keep the defense on the field and get them fatigued.
Yeah, right now, just the first quarter hasn't been too many long drives, so it's going to be a wash until someone gets something going.
Here's the Chaos right now. 1st and 10 from the Twin City 42. Shuchuk takes it, gives it off to Jarrell Johnson. And he is tackled in the backfield for a loss of 3.
Yeah, it looks like they brought a linebacker up to the line to help block off some of the gaps so he couldn't go anywhere. And they had 3 guys in the backfield right away.
Number 51, Jeff Millican was there first. He was there with bad intentions.
I think that was their best penetration so far. So for the Chaos.
2nd and 13 for the Chaos. Shuchuk back to pass. Throws it off the hands of Deshaun Dodges.
It was good protection.
Sorry, Deshaun Sutton.
Andrew Blumenshine of the Jets had a nice play there. Shuchuk had the time, but he swatted down out of the air.
You look at him on that replay.
Plenty of time here. 54, he reads the play. Oh, it was also a little off on the pass.
I wondered the receiver think that ball was going to make it through, but it was a pretty good throw right there by Shuchuk. 3rd and 13 here for the Chaos. Shuchuk, 5-step drop, got a man. Well, he doesn't have a man. He was looking for Eric Stevenson. Pass incomplete.
I think that's another one where he saw himself running before he caught the ball. He's in pretty good position, ran the route very well.
You look at that replay. I don't know if that pass, like the ball got on Stevenson before he was ready to get his head around for it quite.
Yeah,
and
now a timing issue on that one too.
So the Chaos start off with terrific field position at the 42-yard line, and they go back 3 yards. And they will not have to punt the ball back to the Jets. Dominic Kozlowski getting a lot of work in his first quarter, already his 3rd punt.
Well, at least the Chaos can say they're winning the kicking game.
Are they really?
It's been pretty rough. Again, it's the first game of the first season of this league for them. So a couple of communication problems seen right there as someone has it around the field at the last second. These get ironed out pretty quickly.
No preseason for these guys. They just work it out on the fly. It's Kozlowski's punt. Low line drive. Did that touch a Jet player?
I wasn't sure.
Did that touch a Jet player?
That's what they're saying on the Chaos sideline.
The ball was picked up by the Chaos at the 8-yard line.
Oh, they're signaling for the Jets ball.
And the referees are giving the ball to the Jets. That was very close.
The Chaos was pretty sure they had something on their side.
Yeah, that ball almost touched the foot of Lamont Miller, one of the gunners for the Jets. Look at that replay. I think it just missed him. Just missed his heel.
Oh, that was pretty close, but yeah, I think you're right. Good play. I'm sure you still get a little conversation with the coach afterwards about appropriate distance from a live ball.
Well, Mike, you said the Chaos was winning the battle of the kicking game. They definitely won the battle here as they flipped the field position, and now the Jets will have to start inside their own 10-yard line.
So the Chaos should, well, I would assume that the Jets will be running inside. That's been their best one so far. And every time the Jets try to go the outside, they lose a few yards.
Yes, I'm wondering would it be a good time for some first down play action, especially bagged up by their own end zone.
That wouldn't be a bad thing. Well, what might be for us.
They have two running backs in right now, Darren Utley, number 29, and number 30, Daniel Matthews, back there with Costa in the backfield.
You have thunder and lightning, really, with those two. And Thunder's blocking.
Costa looking over the Chaos defense. Takes the snap, hands it off to Utley. Utley gets to about the 15-yard line. Gain of about 6.
Yeah, right now
Second and 4 coming up.
it's not really a scheme battle right now. Right now it's just who's digging down and getting the better angle, who's having the better technique on the line.
Didn't quite run that last play up the middle, ran it off sort of left off tackle, but doing a lot of running from that spread formation.
Well, I think that's good for them because they can get those people blocking or covering the tight ends out of there. Get as few bodies up in your middle lane as you can. So the Chaos might be starting to cheat inside a little bit when they're being spread out like that.
Second and 4 coming up here for the Twin City Jets. Matthews and Utley still in the backfield with Costa. And
That is a play. The refs weren't
center
sure
didn't look like
on.
the center didn't start, or the offensive line didn't really start when the center started. This has to be a false start.
I think that play was just called to protect the
There's
quarterback.
22 players on the field, and only about 10 of them were participating in that last play.
And none of the offensive line were. That's very
And
bad
it's going
news.
against the Chaos, offsides.
They have better luck than we do. It's not how I saw it.
So the first down for the Twin City Jets.
Well, I believe it's actually about second and 7, or now 2nd and 5. I'm not quite sure that our numbers on our screen are accurate right now.
All right. Second and 4.
All right, 2 in the backfield again. Flanking the quarterback.
Costa throws it complete.
He's got a completion, but didn't go anywhere.
Didn't go anywhere. Might have lost a yard.
Good tackle.
The tackle right there by the Chaos.
Don't worry, guys. I have all the cliches ready for the rest of the game. I'll say them all.
That was Devlin Brooks on that last catch. Third down and 2 upcoming for Twin City, trying to keep this drive alive that started way back at their own 9. Utley and Matthews still the running backs in the backfield with Costa. Signals being called out by Costa.
Slot receiver is kind of in his own little area. Usually he's close to the line or close to the receiver.
They hand it off. And they've got the first down with Darren Utley running up the middle to about the 22-yard line. Having a lot of success running up the middle out of the spread, Mike.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I believe sometime the Chaos will start cheating a little more and more inside because that's the only play they're giving up. When you're able to take out the runs outside, you're allowed to cheat inside a little more. They're athletic enough. I think they can get the passes knocked down. So I believe they keep cheating inside further and further.
Drip down under a minute left in the first quarter. Towns, as Twin City takes over here. First down. Costa like he got somebody to jump in the neutral zone. This might be a free play for the Jets. Throws the ball deep.
Oh. That was a gimme play. It was in his hands, and he dropped it. He'll be
And a
with that
drop
one in
pass. Drop pass for number 15, Brian Thomas.
But the Cats were a little too overexcited. They bit on the fake hike call. So the first guy went, and the second guy followed him.
The only consolation for Brian Thomas is the drop won't really count. What kind of play call? Byproduct of all the running that the Jets have been doing so far in this first quarter.
Exactly. Because all the other passes have been pretty short passes. Maybe they're keeping something up their sleeve for a bit.
1st and 5 here, upcoming for the Twin City Jets. Coster waiting on the snap. Hands it off. Matthews. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
He basically ran right into the line, and the Cats were happy to help him back down to the ground.
Jake Sackle, defensive lineman right there for the Chaos, there to help bring Matthews down. And that's the end of the first quarter. Twin City and the Chicago Chaos 0-0 at the end of one. We'll be back for the second quarter live here from Joliet Memorial Stadium.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Back here for the second quarter, live from Joliet Memorial Stadium. Exciting Mid-States Football League action between the Twin City Jets and your Chicago Chaos.
Looks like the Twin City Jets are starting to get a little bit of a roll. I think they figured out their game plan. Now the line are in they're standing up in a 2-point stance, so probably a pass. It's pretty hard to run block from that position.
Darren Utley is the back right now, back there with Costa. Play action. Throwing the ball deep.
Oh, Quinnell Johnson.
And Quinnell Johnson got his hands on that pass. That pass was intended for Jeremy Foster.
Quinnell Johnson is one of the freakiest athletes I've ever seen. He is very quick. He can jump anywhere. He's just fun to watch.
Got a pretty good size also for a cornerback.
He can really do it all. They nicknamed him Neon Dion, so if that gives you any idea of what they like about him.
He has the same number he had at Florida State. Big third down coming up here for the Twin City Jets. More spread formation. and the referees put a halt to the action.
Yeah, they brought out the offensive and the trips and just blew it dead right away. They're conversing. Not sure they're all on the same page yet either.
Nobody gets a preseason, Mike. They're right into the fire in the first week.
Who doesn't love a baptism of fire on air?
Everything has been squared away, and now the Jets ready for this 3rd down and 5 play. Coster with trips to the right. Hard snap, and he got the chaos to jump, and this might be another free 1st down for the Twin City Jets.
Usually when a play is blown dead like that, it's on the offense, unless the defense has an unabated attack towards the quarterback. So
Coster was very unabated to the quarterback. He might have saved his life.
Yeah, you're right, going against the chaos. And they're starting to shoot themselves in the foot. They're a pretty disciplined team to see this is their 3rd penalty in the early 2nd quarter. The coaches will not be happy with this.
Especially in a game like we started off, a defensive struggle with both teams struggling. You don't want to help the Jets out with any penalties.
And the defense is the crown of the chaos team. So to have the crown go a little off beginning, well, it's not troublesome. It's only the first game, but you will look for them to improve.
So the Jets have a 1st down at their own 32-yard line.
They've got 3 receivers, only 2 guys covering them. Goes in motion.
Man, in motion. They run the ball up the middle with Utley.
Ooh,
And Utley, a hard run across the 40 all the way up to the 42-yard line.
he shook off a nice hit to the shoulder, but unless you wrap up on the hips, they're going to keep going.
First, look at that replay.
The motion distracted some
The
of the
Jets
team.
having a lot of success running right through the middle of this defensive line of the chaos at these spread formations.
If you're going to give him a hole that big, he's going to go run away with it. If you see they're lined up, there's not a whole bunch of guys in the middle of the field for the chaos.
They gave him 9 on that last carry. Called it 2nd and 1 for the Jets. Still trips to the right. Coster with an audible to his receivers. And he's throwing the ball back where he had single coverage, throwing the ball too high.
We tell the team wasn't totally on board with that one. There's some odd run from the odd start of the routes from the receiver, especially number 18. Kind of a weird walk run. So they tripped out of the gate.
That last pass intended for J.J. Bailey. Big 3rd down up and coming right here for Twin City. The last 3rd down was converted by Chicago Chaos offsides penalty.
It's only about 3rd and that with 1.5 yards to go, so I can almost feel it right in the middle right now.
They're definitely feeling like this is going to be a run right here by the Jets. Man formation. Coster with Utley with him in the backfield. And he gives it to Utley in the backfield, and he is gobbled up.
That was a loss of 2 yards. That was a nice gang tackle. A lot of penetration. That was the first time the O-line has really broken down for the Jets in a while.
Chevy Jenkins and Rod Harrington amongst those there. Bringing the runner down. Look at that replay. They get a lot of penetration right here. You know, the Jets tried a little window dressing with the man in motion right there out the slot, making like it was going to be one of those zone sweeps, and that play just swallowed up right there by the Chaos defensive line.
They've been running about 4 different plays to the each side. As you said, the guy going in motion across, faking the handoff to him, and then going to the running back. They've done that 2 or 3 times, I believe. They're probably
How surprising is this? The Jets get the offense on the field for this 4th down play.
Well, you've seen their kicking game. I think they've averaged only about 15 yards on a punt.
Sometimes you got to gamble a little bit to snatch the momentum of a close game. And Matt Coster, for the first time, not in shotgun, up under center on 4th and about 3.
Looks like someone moved. I think they're trying to bait the Chaos in jumping again. But they just cost themselves 5 yards.
Yes, they did.
Oh, delay of game, that is.
Not a bad strategy right there by the Jets. Try to get the over-anxious Chaos defense to jump again.
Yeah, they're going to give you first downs. You can't let that go.
I
Good
think
job by the Chaos standing strong as the time on down.
very disciplined defense right there by the Chaos.
And now they're in their normal punt formation. So we'll see if they get a clean one away for once.
Louis Nunez and Kristen Grantham are the return men back for the Chaos to receive this punt coming from Wade Crone. And it's Nunez at his own 40, knocked down at the 45.
That's a good open field tackle. It's hard to get a guy, especially punt returner, one-on-one.
Devlin Brooks made the tackle down there for the Twin City Jets. Look at that replay. Now they've had some pretty short punts.
That one is almost blocked, and the snap almost hit the ground. So they haven't figured it out yet, but that was a good one.
It's a great tackle down there by Brooks by himself. Man on man. First and 10 for the Chaos. See if they can get some very good field position today. They're starting this drive here at their own 45. Haven't been able to take advantage up until this point. Shoot hands it off. Big run, spinning at the 40, still on his feet. All the way to the 35. Devion Hodges.
Devion was not going to get taken down easily. Even getting spun around, he kept
easily the best offensive player of the game here. A lot of blocking. Didn't really get touched until he got well into the secondary of the Jets. Hurry up offense. Steal. Hodges. 35-30. 25-20. All the way to the 17 of the Jets.
Hodges is looking great. 2 yards. Was that 30 yards?
Tackle made by Glenn Roll.
2 plays in 30 yards or so. That is great job running. And again, it's up the middle. Maybe that's going to be the theme of the game. It's up the middle runs.
And the Chaos in the red zone for the first time tonight. Shoot check. Throw a little flare out there.
A bubble screen will get him close.
Bubble screen to George Vitas.
They get the first down. All of a sudden, the Chaos are
all
rolling.
the way down to the 5-yard line of the Jets. Chaos keeping their foot on the pedal with this hurry-up offense.
And it looks like the Jets are playing in a nickel back. So we've got 2 linebackers on there.
Shoot check. Hands it off. Hodges. No, he kept it. Shoot check. Kept it. Touchdown, Chaos.
First touchdown of the year.
First initial touchdown for the Chaos in the Mid-States Football League. Ran in by quarterback Michael Shuchuk from 5 yards out.
That was a great drive. We were talking about his defensive struggle. Then 2 amazing runs by Hodges. A nice screen out there to get him a first down.
And you look at that replay. The play action fake to Hodges was so good it faked me out, and Shuchuk was able to run right freely into the end zone.
That's one of the benefits of having everyone key on Hodge with those great plays. So you can send him away, let the quarterback sneak in there untouched.
So now Thomas in for the extra point for the Chaos. 6-0 Chicago Chaos. First touchdown of the year by Michael Shuchuk. High snap. Kozlowski, the punter, gets it down, and the kick is good by David Thomas.
As you said, bad snap, but great read by the holder, got it down, and a nice kick to the uprights.
Look at this replay one more time. I mean, the Jets defense really keying on Hodges after the damage he did earlier in that drive, and they really don't account for the quarterback.
The line opened up a lane so big even I could run through it. When you get 12 feet between defenders, Shuchuk can read that all day. The right tackle kicks out the end, the right guard keeps on his guy, and Shuchuk just runs for the freedom.
And Mike, you had also mentioned they were playing in a nickel with only 2 linebackers in. I mean, that really helped the running game for the Chaos right there in that red zone.
Well, as you were saying earlier, keeping them on the field. They've kept up the hurry-up offense, and once they came out in the nickel look, with only 2 linebackers, They're missing linebacker up the middle then, and they used Hodges up the middle and exploited it. Great call on offense to read that.
Evidently, we had a penalty on that last extra point, so the referee making the Chaos redo that extra point. Here's the snap. Or there is no snap. A lot of movement and contact before the snap.
Third time should be the charm. We should enjoy this. But special teams is one of the last things to really come together for a squad. It's one of the things only used a couple of times during the game. And even though it's very important, it's really hard to justify taking away learning how to block for your sweeps and your shotgun packages. So it might take 2-3 games for a lot of these teams to get it nailed down.
I think the real key is to try to work those kinks out and still be competitive and win games at the same time.
Oh yes, that is the goal for everyone to do it. But a lot of new coaches will be they're all trying to feel their way out.
So Chaos back again here for the extra point attempt. It's Kozlowski, the punter, gets the snap. It's down, and Thomas's kick is good.
Oh, he's 3 for 3. Good job.
So now Chicago Chaos lead the Twin City Jets 7-0. 10:47 and left until halftime.
I believe that drive really changed the tone of the game. I know that's a cliche to say it, but they did not look very good on offense. Shuchuk seemed to have a little issue timing with his receivers. The running game wasn't going all that strong, but once Hodges lit up those two runs, it seemed to do something to the team. They seemed a little more movement on the sidelines. They seemed a little more excited.
And we'll see if those big runs by Devian Hodges open up the Chaos passing game when they offense takes the field again. But right now it's up to the Chaos defense to try to keep the Twin City Jets off the board. Jets really haven't had good field position to try to really get their offense going.
Yeah, their main attack has been about 5-6 yard runs up the middle, and then letting the Chaos shoot themselves in the foot for the rest of the field position. So I believe as they get that kinked out, the Chaos should be a little better.
So David Thomas getting ready for the kickoff. And the Twin City Jets ready to receive. A little windy on the field. Chaos have to employ a holder for this kickoff.
Same rules as the NFL. If it drops twice, you have to have a holder.
Thomas ready to kick. And it's off and deep.
That's a booming kick.
Very good kick. Way out the end zone.
He might get another field goal.
You almost made a field goal, yeah.
And they're signaling it. That's nice of them.
It's a good way to get a tryout for the next level. Make a field goal from about 70 yards back.
Now, coaches will look at that. The Chaos have had a few players that have gone to other leagues because they'll have broadcasts through the team. Their quarterback a couple of years ago, Anthony Ionati, actually moved up to the Champions Indoor Football League, where he's playing a playoff game right now against a local team, Bloomington Edge. Wow. So a lot of guys here are trying to be seen to show teams that they can play, and a lot of these guys are looking for a call to a next level. The Chaos main point is to help players get to the next level or go to college or get a job. So it's a nonprofit team trying to do a lot of good, and they get a lot of great players because of it. You don't have to pay to join the team, which is very rare. You have to pay for your equipment, so you get a lot of great players.
This broadcast brought to you by Upwork Fitness. First down for the Twin City Jets.
Small correction, Workup Fitness.
Workup Fitness?
We did not have that one laid out.
That shows how much I don't work out. Costa in the backfield. Got Carroll back in the game with him with Daniel Matthews. Hey, fake option. And Costa gets about 2 yards.
That looks like trying to tackle
hit there by Demetrius Morris and Cameron Hall. A couple of linebackers there converging on the stop. Second and about 8.
Yeah, he is a big guy, so when he gets to the ball, you'll see a couple of guys hit him pretty solidly, but
look at that replay.
He's not going to run very far, but it's going to be hard to get him down.
Yeah, the Chaos was really all over that. I think Costa did the right thing, not pitching that ball to Carroll.
I think you're right. It was a broken play, or the Chaos broke the play. He made the best of a bad situation. It's a great job by the Chaos disrupting all the timing again.
Second down and 8 for Twin City. Two receivers to the right, one to the top of the screen. Hand it off to Carroll. Nothing. Absolutely nothing in the middle of that defense.
He just ran into a wall of humanity right there. And good luck trying to go over 9 guys at once.
Nick White and Jake Sackle stacked them up right at the line. And now 3rd down and 8 upcoming for Twin City.
I wonder if they go back to their inside run. Or the emotional play. I haven't seen that in a drive or so.
Also noticing a little bit more huddling up now by Twin City. Probably trying to give that defense over there a chance to recuperate after that quick strike offense last time by the Chaos.
And also the offense seems to switch out their players a little more often too, trying to keep the Chaos on their toes.
3rd and 8 for Twin City. Coster. Matthews in the backfield with him. Shotgun formation. Coster back to pass. He's running out of time. Jake Sackle finds a man, though. It's the running back, Carroll. And Carroll got back to the 30-yard line. Be 4th and 5, and the Jets will have to punt. Dangerous play right there by the quarterback, Coster. He was wrapped up right there. Good penetration right here by Jake Sackle.
The Jets even brought in a tight end to block on that side of the line towards the quarterback's throwing arm side, and it still didn't matter. They did not have enough guys to block. Everyone came through. And again, it was a play that could have gone very badly. That could have easily been picked off when you just throw the ball up like that.
Yeah, I thought it would have been better off to take a sack right there.
You're right. He got a few yards, but I don't think you can count on that every time.
So Crone, look at this snap. Rolls back to him, but he picks it up. Does the best he can to get it off. And it's dropped. The return is dropped by James Farmer and recovered by number 14, Devlin Harris, for the Twin City Jets.
We've been talking about his name a few times.
Sorry, Devlin Brooks.
It was a bad snap. It rolled to the punter. He still got away. And he tried to run up and catch the ball at the same time. That's really tricky to do because you're keeping your eye on the ball and the defender at the same time. He couldn't do both. But good play by Brooks. And what a mental mistake for the Chaos.
So this could be the break that the Jets needed as they get some very good field position after that turnover. Now at the 43-yard line of the Chaos. So Coster brings his offense back on the field. Chaos leading this game 7-0.
They brought the tight end again on the right side. See if he's blocking or if he'll run a route this time.
Carroll in the backfield with Costa in a shotgun formation. Throws it deep, too deep for his receiver.
I wonder if the defensive back was wondering if it was a real play because the ball came too easily to him and he dropped
It
it.
didn't look like they were on the same page. That was intended for J.J. Bailey.
And again, they brought tight end to block. Sometime.
Louis Nunez was on the coverage for the Chaos. It was also closer to the ball than Bailey.
Louis is going to think about that play. It went right through his hands. That been a great way to start the season for him.
2nd down and 10. See if the Twin City Jets can take advantage of this gift that they received from James Farmer, who muffed the return. And now Twin City working on the Chaos side of the field for the first time tonight.
Again, their offense has not been clicking, but they got the field position. Anything can happen.
Matthew Coster waiting on the snap in the backfield with Matthews. They hit a zone sweep. They give it to the running back Carroll, and he is snuffed out. Loss of 2 yards.
Carroll's done a lot of good running today, but there's 9 guys on the field. Oh, a flag just
And
went
a
out.
late flag, a very late flag.
Someone's jawing.
It's got to be a personal foul. Chaos. So how about this drive right now for the Twin City Jets? They punt on 4th down. Farmer muffs a punt. And now, after a very good stop that's going to force a 3rd and long for the Jets, a dead ball personal foul. And this is going to move the ball all the way up to the 30-yard line of the Chaos.
That is a huge penalty, 15 yards. So this is the second first down that the Cats have given away on penalties. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Just really helping out the Twin City Jets right here on this drive.
From the Chicago
It's
29-yard
only the second
line.
quarter. Nothing should be going on too crazy in the second quarter. We're winning the game.
Costa. Matthews is the running back there with him. 4 wideouts. He sends Matthews in motion. Takes the snap. Throws it. Got a man. It's Carroll again. Inside the 20. Larry Carroll, a workhorse in this first half.
Yeah, it was a great catch. He was a little behind him, but he caught it in stride and went upfield. When you got a playmaker like that, you don't need an elaborate passing game.
Yeah, he put those 4 wide receivers. You see Carroll just run a nice little out route coming out the slot.
And Costner did show he did have a capability to throw the ball down the field. So you saw the chaos kind of sit back a little bit. And that's why he was able to get all that space by himself.
Marvin Roan was the first chaos defender there to help bring Carroll down. He's 2nd down and 1 right here for the Jets. At the Chicago Chaos 20-yard line.
And again, this is after a muffed punt, so the defense should have been able to get off the field.
Costa waiting on the snap. He's got it. Quarterback draw. You betcha got the first down and slid to get out of harm's way at the Chaos 17-yard line.
Well, this is turning to their best drive of the game so far. They're well in the red zone, and Costner looks to be building some confidence.
You look at that replay again. I don't know if that was a design quarterback draw, but everybody was really covered up. And Shoechuk took the sure 2 or 3 yards and got the first down to keep the drive moving. So the Jets now in the red zone for the first time tonight.
This should be where the chaos shines. As the field gets smaller and smaller, it's a little easier to defend everything. And it looks like the Chaos might be a little more athletic than the Jets are.
As Carroll and Costa have a private meeting. Carroll's been a real workhorse so far for the Jets, running and receiving. 1st and 10. Play action. Shoot. Costa throws the ball incomplete. Double clutched it.
Hit him right in the hands. That could have been another 5 yards. Really close to
Looking
first
for
down.
Jeremy Foster. Coverage on the play by Kristen Grantham for the Chaos.
Good coverage. Everyone was there, but again, it was pretty much a dropped ball.
2nd down and 10 are coming for Twin City. Trying to take advantage of a couple of critical miscues so far by the Chaos. 10-yard dead ball penalty to help aid this Jet drive.
That's killer.
Yep. You want to make a coach's blood pressure go up. That'll do it. 2nd and 10 here. Just inside the Chaos 17. Coster. He looks, he pump fakes. Somebody's got him around the ankles. It's Chris Wilkerson who has his first sack of the year.
Yeah, they teamed up on that sack. It looked like Costner was going to be able to throw it away, but as soon as they king tackled him, there's nowhere for him to go. He probably had enough time to throw it away, but he's looking to do something because he's so close to the end zone, I believe.
So that pushes them back to the 24-yard line and make this upcoming 3rd and 17.
Also, I was saying earlier, the kicking is one of the last things to really get nailed down as the season begins. So while it will be a 41-5 don't think it's an automatic kick like it might be later in the season. The Cats have a great chance of getting out of this without any points given up.
Yes, they do. That would be terrific. Talk about momentum.
And then no one remembers the muff punt, and all be forgotten and forgiven.
Yes, it will. 3rd and 17.
Oh, Chaos jumped
Snap
outside.
taken by Coster. Throws it deep to the end zone. Intercepted by Marvin Roan. There is a flag down.
Yes, unfortunately, looks like that one will be coming back. Again, the Chaos got a little excited, and that's a terrible time to have it. Again, Costner thinking because he has a penalty.
Very charitable Twin City Jet calls.
I believe that the Cats have given up as many yards and penalties as they have on the ground.
It is offsides. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for Twin City.
So on both 3rd and logs, Chaos has had a penalty to extend the drive or give another chance. That cannot happen all season.
Twin City might just say, can we cut 1st and 2nd down? Now they're going to keep giving us 1st downs on 3rd down. Matthews in the backfield with Coster. Shotgun. Larry Carroll is in the slot. Something the Chaos defense might want to make note of. 3rd and 11. And more miscommunication here. Receivers are taking off down the field and the ball has not been snapped.
Yeah, I think the Jets were nice enough to give back that penalty. False start on the Jets.
Wow. So what was already 3rd and long now becomes 3rd and longer. This is now 3rd and 16 after that Twin City Jet penalty. Somebody didn't get the snap.
Well, in between plays, as people know, listen to our show, I went football 365. There are a couple of playoff games happening right now. And our guy, Anthony Ionati, who played on the Cast in a playoff game right now, losing right now 9-6 in the 2nd quarter against the Bloomington Edge. And he's
Anthony. 3rd and 16 right here for the Twin City Jets. Coster back to pass, throwing to the end zone, throwing in a double coverage and intercepted. Quinnell Johnson.
Great play.
His first interception of the season for the Chaos. So Chicago Chaos avert disaster after 2 critical misses. And we have a flag down.
Yeah, there is some laundry on the field. Looks like the defense for the Chaos is coming off the field. So we'll give you a heads up when we find out more on that one.
Whatever the flag is, it's not going to change the outcome of the play. First interception of the season. Johnson of the Chaos.
Another score going on. We have the Bismarck Bucks, 17 points, going to the Bandits. Sioux City Bandits. Sioux City is number 1 seed, the Bucks number 4. So good job by the Bucks to hang in and see if they can pull an upset out.
Keep playing to the whistle, anything's possible. So now the Chaos, you said it would be a good, it might end up, they might not give up any points in that last Jet drive, and they didn't. So now they get the ball.
That's a personal foul, dead ball penalty against the Jets, so now the Cats are on a 35.
3:55 left until halftime. Shoechuk throws it deep and knocked away.
That ball was almost coming back the other direction. Looks like a great pass, but he had a beat on the receiver. See here, he has pretty good protection as he drops out to pass it, but just does not throw it on target far enough. He had a guy, if you're throwing it more to the left, wide open, but he put it too far to the sideline.
He's looking for Eric. Back across his body. Pass deflected.
Because Michael Shoechuk will not be showing that at his youth football camp where he tells me.
Never throw the ball back across your body. Shoechuk did exactly that. Lucky that the Chaos still have the football.
But you're that close to the sideline. It's okay to throw the ball away. He didn't want to take a sack. That's admirable. But the ball went down to the ground, so it worked out for him.
So now 3rd down and 10 for the Chaos here. Blitz being shown by the Jets. Here's the screen setup. Look at this great play by number 9, Devion Hodges again. And he's across the 50-yard line. It'll be a first down chaos.
Yeah, Hodges is impressing me every time he touches the ball. He gets it here on a screen. He goes up and he squeaks out a couple of guys, brushes off one last one. It has to be gang tackled, but he's already got about 15 yards when that happens.
It's a perfect play call to take care of that blitz that the Jets sent in. Now 1st and 10. Shewchuk throwing the ball down the field, incomplete. Looking for receiver number 83, Ray Seekers.
Looks like they weren't quite on the same page. The receiver wasn't sure to break for that ball or just brace for impact.
Coverage for the Jets right there by James Dilworth.
And Shewchuk, his form's looking good. I think he'll just be a little off on game speed because people do run harder in the games we do the practice. Takes a little bit to phase up. But he's looking good fundamentally.
2nd down and 10 for the Chaos.
And Hodges is hugging Shewchuk's hip.
And hand it off to Hodges. Hodges all the way to the 45-yard line. Third about 6 for the Jets. Chaos is here.
You know you're having a good day playing for everyone. That's good for something.
2-minute warning.
Play 2K?
Well, I must say that the Cats look much better than they did the first quarter. I think they really started to get in the groove.
Cats are coming
The
back.
Cats were really good during practice. A few times I've
they
been able to see
losing.
them. And again, they're a new team. A lot of roster turnover. It takes a second to get everyone on board.
Yeah, nothing like a couple of great runs right there by Devion Hodges to loosen up the offense.
When you have a playmaker like that, it takes a lot of stress off the lineman. I was a lineman when I played football, and when there was a guy behind me that I knew, you always want to block for him, but something happened, he'd make it okay for you. And that gives you the extra incentive to block a little bit harder. And then when you have Shewchuk, and Shewchuk can run, so if they can keep the defense eyeing on Hodges, that'll open up other things. And so once they start keying on Shewchuk, go back to Hodges.
This is a big last 2 minutes of this half, especially considering how the Jet offense has looked against the Chaos defense. Chaos can score on this drive and go up by 2 possessions. They might be in pretty good shape when we head to the second half.
Yeah, I agree. The Chaos defense looks great, and I believe as the game goes on, the defense of the Chaos gets stouter and stouter. This will be harder and harder for the Jets to score. So if they can put a 2-point or 2-score gap up now, they'll be in driver position. Shewchuk's operating out of the spread right now.
So coming out the 2-minute warning, Shewchuk throwing the ball deep. And got a man, Vitas. Touchdown, Chaos.
Great over-the-shoulder drop-in from Shewchuk.
George Vitas with the first receiving touchdown of the year from Michael Shewchuk. And the Chaos now lead 13-zip.
A lot of touchdowns on the balls we see in the replay. They had pretty good protection for his 3-step drop, and then he just reads it the whole way. Defender never looked for the ball.
That was a very good route they ran against that coverage. I think the defender expected the receivers to cross, and they never did. And Vitas was able to get loose down the sideline.
That's an advantage of practicing the routes as you run them, because the defenders will start to cheat. It's human nature. So when you do a crisp route the other way, you'll get them pretty often. And a great job looking the ball into his hands the whole way.
And the safety, Nick Steinbach, couldn't keep up with George Vitas.
Like I said, it looked like they started cheating inside. Didn't work out.
And we have another penalty on special teams.
It is interesting how many penalties can happen on the kicking game. Looks like
Especially early in the season.
Exactly. It looks like this one is against the Jets, so there will be no real change.
Well, David Thomas is used to kicking these field goals with a little extra yardage added on the end of them.
Or kicking him through the field goal on the kickoff.
Yeah,
So he has a boot.
definitely has a boot. And the kick by Thomas is good. So the Chaos now with 2 touchdowns in their last 2 drives to take a 14-0 lead over the Twin City Jets. The latest touchdown coming on this 45-yard connection between Michael Schuchuk and George Vitas.
Yeah, Vitas lost him, and he ran to the outside for about 2 steps. And like he says, the safety's waiting for the outside receiver to cross back in. Never happened. And we got a touchdown. We're going to go with some scores real fast from other leagues. In the National Arena League, the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks are up 34-26 against Georgia Firebirds in the 4th quarter. Jacksonville Sharks are, as you probably guessed, dominating their game against the Grizzlies 34-11. The Jacksonville Sharks play in the Arena Football League. They have a great team. And now they switch to a new league, and they're just kind of beating up all the guys. And then the last one I'll talk about real fast, the Arena Football League. The Philadelphia Soul is winning in a close one over the Cleveland Gladiators. Cleveland Gladiators had a tough year. They've only won 2 games, while Philadelphia Soul has
I like it.
Marty Gardner. Michael Gardner. With licensed bartenders and cocktail service to host you along the way. We specialize in birthdays, bachelorette parties, museums, zoos, amusement parks, sporting events, and we can even customize events. Let us help you plan your next event. Call us at 630-802-6232. Back to action on the field. Number 11 for the Jets with a huge return all the way back to the 36-yard line. A return right there by Malik
Kickoff
Harris.
from David Thomas, return by
good job
Malik Harris
in the field.
for Twin City.
Most of the defenders going towards the sideline, towards the screen, is able to bounce it back out. Good job. A little over pursuit, though, on the chaos. But again, a lot of adrenaline going. That can be forgiven the first game.
So now the Twin City Jets trying to do something to get some type of momentum on their side before we get to halftime. Minute 39 left until the break, and they start off with their best field position. Or actually their second best field position because of the muff by the James Farmer on the previous possession. Here they go, starting from the 37-yard line.
This will be an interesting drive because they have not had a lot of success in the air. And they got a minute 42, and they're down by 2 scores. Do they try? And they have 1 timeout left, too, because they burned 2 in the first 10 minutes in the first quarter. So do they give it to Carroll and hope for the best, or they try and launch it off for a minute? Or just...
Or does the coach trust Costa in this 2-minute situation, try to get downfield and get some points?
Costa's good arm, but there's Quindell Johnson on the field. That takes away about a quarter of the field, which is huge.
1st and 10.
Nicholson sneaking up.
Costa throws the ball back behind the line of scrimmage.
Looks like a lateral. Looks like a...
He was throwing the ball to LaRon Carroll. He was fortunate to jump back on it, as the Jets definitely had a trick up their sleeve on that last play.
The refs initially signaled for the chaos, but I've not seen them do anything separate. I guess in the state, Jets...
Okay, you saw that.
I saw it. I got it. Here we go. Timeout right there by the Rams. Their new coach, Coach Kyle, in his first year with the team, taking a timeout right there to preserve some time. After this bad execution of the play right here by the Jets.
Chaos.
Ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And they lose a couple yards.
Well, behind lateral, and that's a dangerous play to make. A quarterback should almost never throw the ball behind him. The only time that really works is if you're pitching it to a running back. Because like this, if you put any mustard on that, it's going to be really easy to draft because they're really close, and there's defenders everywhere. So Chaos almost had a great play. They edged pretty quickly, but good job to get back on by the Jets.
About a 5-yard loss right there for the Jets. Maybe 2nd down and 15 coming up.
So if you're the coach, you're seeing a 5-yard loss on a screen. What do you do now?
I would probably run the ball and try to force the Chaos to use up another timeout. Because if you throw the ball now and get an incompletion, which the Jets have been
When I did mine, I did a sports one.
There's no one in the backfield.
My main job, I want to do something like camera work, like
wide receivers. A lot of speed on the field right now.
Empty backfield set up for the Twin City Jets. Minute and a half left until halftime. Down 14 to the Chaos. Here's Costa in the pocket. Steps up, throws the ball. It's complete across the middle to about the 38-yard line.
Good play by the defensive line. They only brought 4, but they got some pressure. Looks like they might have disrupted the Costner's viewing lane for a little bit.
Devlin Brooks on that last reception. Picked up about 6.
We've been calling Brooks game
Timeout Chicago Chaos.
Yeah,
Timeout right here.
like seasonal. I wear,
3rd
like,
down.
the fall.
Coming up for the Jets.
Looks like the clock is starting to run still. So
Do you have
what time it is.
a main position in our industry now, right now?
Now it's definitely
Yeah, when I do
pointed that to the referee. This broadcast is brought to you by Joker Flags.
Tucker
You have
flags.
like a
Toker.
like a
Tucker,
main,
the
like,
official flag of
9
the,
to 5,
of the Legends Football League.
3 hours,
You
something
get customized
not
flags from
like,
tuckerflags.com.
like a
Some
regular
very fancy
job like this. Like,
Pretty
you know,
fancy
you might-
company, or they are.
So you got different stuff during the season.
How's that not spelled class?
Lift you up.
There's a lot of claims.
Yeah, 'cause I know a lot
I don't
of
know what I
stuff
can
is
spell
like,
right
you
now.
do basketball with certain.
They sponsor Football 365. Thank you very much to them. This podcast is brought to you by
9 to 10 an hour.
Very helpful to Chicago Chaos. We want to make sure the Chaos receive
I'll work local and get paid for
and
that, you
some
know.
great players.
Yeah, I was
They have to
thinking
play
about
local
something like
podcasts. Have a
working
lot
with
of great
somebody's
talent.
production.
Yes, they do. Here's the huge 3rd down right here for Twin City. Empty backfield for Twin City. It's Costa back to pass. Throws it across the middle. Complete. Carroll breaking tackles, getting across the 50. 1st down. All the way to the Chicago 49. Larry Carroll.
He is their offensive weapon.
Yes, he is.
The whole game plan seems to be get him the ball, and I can't complain with the coaches using that as their game plan. Because even though he is not lined up in the backfield, they're still getting him the ball in short yardage in the middle of field, where it seems to be he's the strongest.
Hurry up offense. Just under a minute left for Twin City. 1st and 10. Costa back to pass against the empty backfield. He's got number 14. Breaking a tackle. And out of bounds at about the Chicago 37. Devlin Brooks continued to have an impact on this game.
And the Cats were not able to get him down without him running out. Just like the NFL, if you run out of bounds, the clock does stop.
Clock still moving. 22 seconds, 21 seconds.
The scoreboard has it at 44.
What do you
So we'll
want?
see how that goes. Again, right now, the Cats are working prevent defense. Nick Wilson is letting him 12 yards off the ball instead of his usual 7, so he's a little closer this time. Not that little far closer.
I don't know if the Chaos need to employ any prevent defense right now, the way the Jet offenses looked in the past and in the air, but can't argue with the strategy when you've held the team scoreless so far. 1st and 10 for the Jets. Costa shakes the pocket, gets out of the pocket, and drags a man to the 35 for a gain of 2.
That might have been the slowest shake and bake I've ever seen, and I love it. That's my favorite plays I've seen tonight.
Nick White on the stop right there for the Chaos. 20 seconds left.
20 seconds left, and they are driving.
And Costa, Twin City, like they've used their last time out of the half.
Well, this
When-
has been quite a drive by them. I've not expected that to happen. It looked like they're going to stutter out, and they just kept piecing it together.
Yes, thanks to Larry Carroll. How great would it be, though, for the Twin City Jets if they had one of those timeouts that they used very early in that 1st quarter left right now?
Right, a delay a game 3 minutes into the 1st quarter is not all that bad of a problem. Having no timeouts right now is a big problem because now you have to keep the ball on the hash marks, keep the clock stopped, and that's not their strong suit. I don't think you want him to be throwing the ball to the sidelines. You really want the ball in Carroll's hands or Brooks' hands. Seems to be the strategy for them that's working the most.
See if the Chaos are keyed into Larry Carroll when they come out of this timeout, especially with only 18 seconds left on the clock.
So again, this is brought to you by Iowa Football 365, covering pro football around the world. And looks like we'll be having a show next Wednesday during an earlier show, so we'll be excited about that and see how that train wreck happens. But please tune in and help us learn about football.
I don't think it'll be a train wreck.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will not have a train wreck. So it's 20.6 seconds left to go. The Jets second and about 7 to go. The defense for the Chaos is playing tighter now. They're getting closer to the red zone. And it looks like, once again, there'll be no one in the backfield with Costner.
And Costa with an empty backfield again. 5 receivers. And the referees stop action again.
They say they want the play clock to start.
They actually had the play clock now from 18 to 20 seconds. Costa. Costa, like he's communicating with one of his receivers.
Seconds.
Brian Thomas.
Like, it's really gonna matter.
The officials
Trying to set the right
try
time
to
for
set
the
the
clock.
right time on this clock. A 5-yard touchdown run by Michael Schuchuk, and then a 45-yard touchdown pass from Michael Schuchuk to George Vitas has the Chicago Chaos up right now 14-0. With 20 seconds to go in the first half of this first game of the season.
Well,
First new league for both of these teams.
They just changed the clock to 54 seconds. So there's a lot more time to work with than they were expecting before.
That's major to go up 34 seconds.
Especially, yeah, it's in a 2-minute drill. So, Chaos Coach is asking about that. I don't think we get any answer that they can
Still ain't 59. It's still 58.
But again, they're out of timeouts. So, they want to get to the sidelines, but I don't know if they have the personnel to really work those sidelines. They seem to be a middle or interior field attacking offense.
Or wherever Larry Carroll lines up and goes attacking offense.
Exactly. Get him the ball. Or for the Chaos, Keon Brooks. Number 6 and number 14.
Okay, the referee blows the whistle. We're ready for action again. Costa with his empty backfield.
And now there's 58 seconds on the scoreboard.
58 seconds left till half. Costa
Good snap, good protection.
throws it. Got Carroll. Carroll knocked down immediately.
Then they're listening to you. They try to get him the ball and try to get him out to the outside. It's a good pickup. They did get 5 yards.
Rod Harrington, the linebacker, got out there and stopped Carroll by himself.
And Rod Harrington is an athlete. You will not be running away from him.
35 seconds left till halftime. Costa still trying to communicate with the receivers before the snap. 3rd and 4. Costa back gets rid of it quickly, and he threw it intended for Carroll, who wasn't looking.
Yeah, I can see the game plan is definitely get it to Carroll. I don't think that was Carroll's full route, so I think he was just trying to rush it. The defensive line's done a pretty good job of getting in his face.
And Carroll was not close to open on that play. I think Costa, like he predetermined where he was going to throw that ball before the snap even came his way.
Well, I believe he's only thrown to 14 Brooks or 6 Carroll in the last couple drives. So if you have those two covered up, he doesn't seem to be throwing it anywhere else.
So the Jets like they're going to go for it on 4th and 4 with 23 seconds left till halftime at the Chaos 31.
So instead of a 48-yard field goal, going for it.
Costa with an empty backfield. Takes the snap. Throws it from the pocket. And incomplete. Pass was intended for number 15, Brian Thomas.
He was right at the first down marker, but couldn't haul it in. So good stand by the Chaos, and they were not able to kick the field because 48 yards is pretty tough, and we've seen their punting game is not voting well for the special teams at
And a
all.
flag is down. There's a flag down. I was worried about that hit looking at the replay right there. By number 15, Marvin Roan. Came up there and delivered a blow to Thomas a little bit after the play.
So it's like they're deciding if it's a dead ball penalty.
And it could be a dead ball 15-yard penalty right here for the Chaos.
Because the offense for the Twin Cities is off the field.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually a 15-yard penalty against the Jets. They moved the ball up 15 yards.
That is much better in my opinion.
So the Chaos will have a chance for a pretty good Hail Mary coming up if they don't do anything in these first halftime.
Yeah, the ball's on the 41, and Shuchuk has an arm. Each play can take about 9 seconds, so you have about 2 tries to really get down the field. And we'll see what they're trying to get. If they want to get in a kicking range, they're just going for the Hail Mary. If they're just going to run out the clock.
Chaos have no timeouts left. Shuchuk. Back to pass. Scrambling around in the pocket. Throws it short. Devion Hodges. Doesn't go far. Went down by his own power. Gets up and goes ahead to the 45 of Twin City.
And he did exactly what the coaches wanted to do. Don't go out of bounds.
And that will probably be the last play of the half.
Looks like they stopped the clock with 1.9 seconds left.
Some type of disagreement on the field. I don't know if it was personal before the team, something personal between the teams or not, but the ball is marked at the 45-yard line, and the clock did stop
You know how it goes
with
in
1
sports.
second left.
In sports, there can always be something made out of nothing in the heat of the moment.
So the Chaos will get a chance for that Hail Mary.
They got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and he has Hodges next to Shuchuk in the backfield.
He's also got a receiver to the bottom, Donnell Salas, that he might try to go to in single coverage. Back to pass. Shuchuk. Hail Mary to end the quarter. Just missed Donnell Salas in the back of the end zone to end the half. You look at the replay, look like he had a chance right there, Mike.
Yeah, you called it. There was no one playing center up the middle, so he went for it. Just barely overthrew it. Great effort, and you can tell Shuchuk has a cannon.
Yes, he does. No question in the arm talent on this kid.
See, pretty good protection all the way through. He threw it from the 45, and it went into halfway through the end zone.
Just missed Donnell Salas by about a half a step. So the Chicago Chaos lead at half in their first game in the Mid-States Football League, 14-0 over the Twin City Jets.
It's a great way to start off the Chaos's first game in this league. No points in the first half. And again, they are built around their defense. That is their strong suit. But they've had a really great effort, except for shooting themselves in the foot, giving up a 15-yard personal conduct penalty, jumping off sides a few times, including one where there would have been an interception if there was no penalty.
So halftime from Joliet Memorial Stadium, Chicago Chaos 14, Twin City Jets nothing. We'll be right back.
I want to have a job in something I love. I want to have fun and meet new people.